It happened in Minneapolis, Minnesota, New Year's Eve 2019, a day that was supposed to bring an energy of renewal and excitement for what it may bring. For 28-year-old Monique Latrice Baugh, that excitement for the new year would come to a screeching halt. Multiple people would be responsible for the kidnap and eventual murder of Monique. But why? Why would they take such a bright light from the world? Stay tuned and hear what happened during this murder in the Midwest. Before anything else, let us have a moment of silence for Monique. May she rest easy and in peace. Monique Baugh was born on October 17, 1991, making her a Libra. Like most Libras, Monique enjoyed hanging out with her friends and was known to be a social butterfly. She had a smile that could light up the room. She was a real estate agent at Chris Lindahl Realty Group and worked very hard at her craft. She was loved by everyone who knew her and was a fantastic mother that left behind 2 daughters, one aged 1 and the other 3. Monique's mother had a powerful impact statement.
Monique loved being a mother. I tell her girls that often, just how much she loved being their mommy. They have to take my word for it because she's not here to tell them herself, and I know she would tell them every single day. Your mommy wouldn't want to leave you. She didn't want to leave you. She did. She should be here.
Monique really should be here. Her boyfriend and the father of her children, John Mitchell Momo, was also a victim in this case, but luckily he escaped with his life. Let's take a closer look at John. He was a rapper who went by the name Momo.
Keep your head up, don't let them break you down. Try to give them 100 years, wish we could break them out. Call my dog, come home.
Worked with the likes of Nipsey Hussle and Lil Baby, and could be seen posing with lots of cash and putting on that rapper persona most rappers try to embody. Unfortunately, though, his flexing led to attracting a few dark and shady characters. On December 29th, Monique received multiple phone calls from an unknown number requesting a house showing in Maple Grove, a 20 or so minute drive from Minneapolis. Monique found this strange due to the fact that when it came to house showings, people usually called her work phone number, and this one seemed very adamant. Also, why was it coming from an unknown number? Regardless, Monique decided to go to the house showing anyways. Soon after the 20-minute drive to Maple Grove, Monique would be forced into a U-Haul truck with an Arizona license plate on it, leaving behind her car and a single pink press-on fingernail. What happened next is equally disturbing, as the children were in the house when this all took place. John and Monique's 3-year-old daughter was on the couch when one of the men from the U-Haul bursted into Monique's home and started shooting John multiple times. The man then fled the scene. Neighbors called the police, and John was able to let them know that he saw someone in a ski mask and that his 1-year-old daughter was upstairs. Police would find .45 caliber shells as well. An hour or so later, the men would drive the U-Haul to a back alley on the 1300 block of Russell Avenue North. There, Monique's body was found, with her hands duct taped and 3 gunshot wounds, 2 in the abdomen and 1 in the face, all done at point-blank range. There were also more .45 caliber shells found at the scene. So, the biggest question is, who did it and why? Well, the truck was occupied by 2 men, Cedric Berry and Barry Davis.
Cedric Berry and his friend Barry Davis are both now charged with the kidnapping and first-degree murder of 28-year-old realtor Monique Baugh.
The woman who set up the fake showing was Elsa Segura.
Called Baugh on New Year's Eve and set up a fake showing at a home she was selling in Maple.
Of how careless and quite frankly stupid these people were in the quote-unquote planning of this murder, They were caught within a couple of days of the murder taking place.
According to warrants, on her wrist was duct tape, which had the fingerprints of Cedric Berry. The warrants add that Berry was also found on video surveillance buying the phone that was used to set up the fake house showings. And in his car, investigators found a black-colored mask.
Police were also able to figure out that Cedric Berry had gotten the U-Haul truck in exchange for bags of heroin. John claims to not have any idea who Berry or Davis is. It's speculated that he was targeted based on his affiliations with certain rappers, but this hasn't been verified. On July 12, 2021, Judge Peter Cahill sentenced Berry Davis and Cedric Berry to life in prison with no chance of parole.
Proving it as a matter of fact.
Judge Peter Cahill didn't waver when he handed down the mandatory life sentence.
There will be no possibility of release.
Cahill wanted to make sure these two men could never get out and hurt anyone else ever again, regardless of if the rules ever changed. On November 9, 2021, Elsa Segura was sentenced to life in prison for aiding in the murder of Monique.
Elsa Segura set up the fake home showing in Maple Grove that led to Baugh's kidnapping and death. Judge Peter Cahill today agreed that Segura was just as responsible as the men who killed her.
And finally, on June 22, 2022, Lyndon Wiggins was sentenced to life in prison for aiding and abetting in Monique's murder. None of these people will ever be able to hurt anyone else. These people are behind bars and will rot there. Monique will never get the chance to hug her babies, mother, boyfriend, friends, or family ever again. But thank God, justice was served, and I pray her soul can rest easy. I can't even imagine how terrifying all of this was for Monique. This case has stuck with me, and it always will be there.